here from Pam's Crafty Corner. Welcome to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. This channel is mostly about my crafting endeavors, the majority of which would be cross stitching. However, I also do crochet, knitting, some hand sewing, a little bit of quilting, all kinds of fun stuff thrown in. The majority of it though is cross stitching. If you're returning to my channel, welcome back. It's good to see you. Thank you for sticking with me. It is currently October the 30th. It is the day before Halloween. My last video I put up was, I think toward the end of September, around 3 or 4 weeks ago, maybe 4 weeks ago now. And I said I was going to try and get back in a couple of weeks with a video. I would have done that, but my stitching plans kind of got sidetracked for the last month. I had another project that was taking up my time, and therefore I didn't really have much to show. And to be quite honest, I don't really have a lot to show today, but I just wanted to pop in, do a little check-in, and show you what I have made progress with. So let's start with the couple of cross-stitching pieces that I did manage to work on since you saw me last. Toward the end of September, I pulled out my Quaker flag piece. I actually have 2 of these that I'm working on simultaneously, but this time I worked on the Canadian flag. I'll insert a picture of what it's supposed to look like so you can see that. And I did get a little bit of progress on this. I'm pleased with it. I'm stitching it on 28 count white Lugana, I think. And this is how much I have done currently. So you can see I've started adding in what's supposed to be the white part of the flag, but it's not white, right? It's charted for this very, very faint silver gray, just so it will show up against the fabric. So I started that, and I actually did this full block here and added in these little parts. So that's where my Quaker flag is. They're not going to be very big when they're finished because I'm doing them 1/1 on the 28 count. But I love how this is stitching up. Now, the chart calls for, I think it's navy, like a navy blue line that's supposed to be stitched in between, you know, to separate each of these blocks. But I'm actually, I don't know if you can see that very well because I don't know how well it's going to focus, but I'm actually leaving the spaces in between white, not stitching it. So there's just a faint white line separating each of these blocks. So there you go. So that's where I am with that. Very pleased. I love the patterns that are charted in each of those blocks. And just because I have it here and I can show it, other than the Canadian flag, I'm actually stitching that as well. Newfoundland, the province that I live in, Newfoundland and Labrador. The province of Newfoundland and Labrador actually has a Newfoundland Republic flag as well. Not to be confused with our actual official provincial flag, but we have a Republic of Newfoundland flag. And so basically I've taken the chart. The Newfoundland Republic flag is 3 blocks of green, white, and pink. I'll insert a picture of what it looks like. It's very similar to the Irish flag, which is green, white, and orange. And so I've basically taken my Quaker chart and just cut it into 3 equal sections. And this is how much of the green I have done on the Newfoundland flag. Again, leaving the white spaces in between each of the blocks instead of stitching them with the darker color. And so these flags will both be the same size when they're done. And my plan is to kind of frame them one over the other. So both of them in one long frame, I think. That's where I'm going with it anyway. I don't know if that'll happen. So that's that. So I was in a bit of a crunch for time because one of my crochet pieces, I had to have it finished by like the 20th or 22nd of October because it was for a birthday present. So I picked up something small to cross stitch after that. And I actually picked a chart out of this magazine. So this is the Just Cross Stitch Halloween magazine from 2016. And hang on, I'm going to take the hoop off of this piece. When I was at Stitch North last year, Kaylee from the sewing shop sat at our table and she gave us this really nice hand-dyed, hand-colored fabric, and it's black and orange. So I was like, well, that just screams a Halloween piece. So I picked out, I'll just show you a picture of the chart in here. Bear with me 1 second while I find it. It is on page, oh goodness, I can't even find it now. Oh, page 91. See, I'm out of practice. I should have had this all looked up before I even got on here. Here it is. So on page 91, this is the chart. It's called Halloween Topography. And it's just all these Halloween words, spooky season words, stitched in black, orange, and a faint silvery gray on a white background. So instead of doing the white background, I'm using Kaylee's fabric. And the fabric is just big enough for this piece. So I sewed some extra fabric to the side. So when I put it in my hoop, I can stretch it and work on it. But this is the fabric. How fantastic is that? It's orange and black. And so what I've done is I am using a brighter orange for some of the letters. I'm using the same color gray that's called for, I believe. And the letters that were initially supposed to be in black on that chart, I'm actually stitching them in this lighter orange color, which really does stand out quite well against the black, and you can still even see it well against this rusty orange color. So although it's not a lot of stitching, I did manage to get that much done in the last few days that I've been working on it, like this week, really. So I will continue to work on this tonight. I just got home from work and I'm gonna get ready to settle in for the evening. So I'm gonna continue to work on this tonight, and then I'll work on it a bit tomorrow night for Halloween. And then I will put this away and switch to another chart. And again, that was in this Halloween 2016, which is a great magazine. If you have an opportunity to pick up any of these special edition magazines from Just Cross Stitch, they're worth it in my opinion. There's lots of great small projects in them. I think they put one out for Halloween. They also do one for Christmas, I believe, with ornaments. And there's other charts in there as well. But I mean, that's from 2016, that's ages ago, and I'm still using it. So that's all of the cross stitch I have, which is very unusual for me. So the crochet piece that I was talking about, I had been working on a crocheted granny square jacket, like 3/4 length cardigan kind of style, granny square cardigan, but it's 3/4 length. It has a collar, buttons up the front, and cuff. Somebody had asked me if I would make one for a birthday present. And I said, yep, will do. The person's whose birthday it is, I know them really well. And I was excited to make them the jacket for their birthday. They didn't know that I was going to be making it. So the person who asked me to do it, we went out, she picked up the yarn, she paid me for the yarn and stuff, and it was the same yarn that I had used for my own granny square jacket. And having had done one already, I knew exactly how to, you know, put it together and seam it up and what way worked best, because I tried a couple of different things when I was doing my jacket. So I don't have a picture of, I don't have any video. I can't hold it up and show it to you because it's already been given now as a gift, but I do have a photo of the jacket once it was finished. So I will insert that here. And that's it. That is the jacket that I finished. I think I dropped it off on the 21st maybe, and her birthday was, I dropped it off on like the 20th or the 21st, and her birthday was the 24th. So, yeah, I was trying to make sure I had the right fit and size because I couldn't measure her to make sure it was right. So, but anyway, it worked out well. She loves the jacket. It's gone to a good home. So that took up about 2.5 weeks of just crocheting and putting the blocks together, seaming it up, making the collar, getting the buttons and putting it together, all of that. So my cross stitch went on the back burner, unfortunately. So that's pretty much all the crafts I have to show. Very short video this time around, isn't it? Now, last time I was here, I also decided that I would do a giveaway. And I put up a chart. It's a needle worker chart, and I'll insert a picture of what that looks like. It is an older chart, but beautifully done. I have a hard copy of it from when I stitched this several years ago. I don't have any of the flosses in that, but I said I'll put it up. If someone's interested in it, I'll do a little spin the wheel and give it away. So I did that. I'll insert the, I guess the choosing of the Flosstube comment, and so you can see that. And there you go. So I've already been in contact with the winner. She's already sent me her address. So I popped that in the mail today. Canada Post has been on, they're on strike, and they're having a rolling strike going on at the moment. So they're not moving post like every single day, I guess, and you're only getting posts certain days of the week or at certain times. So it's in the mail. I just don't know how long it's going to take to get to you, but hopefully you should have it soon. So congratulations to the winner. What I'm going to do is my next Flosstube video, I might have another giveaway. I'm going to go through my stash and see what else I have down there that I've already finished and can pass on to somebody else who will enjoy it. So I hope everyone has had a fabulous fall season. Autumn has been lovely here. We've had some rainy days. It's turning cold now. I hear we're in for some bad weather over the weekend. We're getting I guess we're going to get crossed by the tail end of Hurricane Melissa as it's making its way up the Atlantic coast. And I live on the Avalon Peninsula of Newfoundland and Labrador, so I'm almost as far east as you can go without falling in the ocean. So we're expecting lots of wind and rain, a lot of rain over this weekend coming. So I will not be out, and I will be hunkered down with my cross stitch, trying to get in some stitches and catch up on all that stitching that I did miss in September or early October, I should say. We have a stitching group here in Newfoundland now that meets up once a month at the public library nearby, and I was there. We meet up on the last Saturday of every month. I think there were 4 or 5 of us there. 5. There were 5 of us there, I think, the last time. Yeah, there were 5 of us there. Really nice. I love getting together with them once a month. It's nice to sit in a room with other stitchers and have a chat about patterns and charts and who's working on what. It's just was really lovely. So I'm looking forward to that again the last Saturday of this month. And I'll be back in a couple of weeks with another video. I hope you're having a great autumn. I hope you're getting lots of progress on your projects at home. Leave me a comment and I'll see you again soon.